Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing the 18 week to 20 weeks update. I've been a little bit behind just because last week has been a bit sort of up and down, so I kind of missed a week, but I am on track. So I wanted to keep doing these fortnightly updates because I find that's when most stuff happens. The last update you would have seen from me would have been my gender reveal, which was just a kind of behind the scenes video for my Instagram post mostly, but if you haven't seen that, go over and watch that one. Well, I'm going to tell you what we're having now because I can't not say it in the video, but we're actually having a little girl, if you didn't already know, which is amazing. So we're going to, it's not a secret, you know, everyone knows now, which is great. And yeah, really nice, all the comments and everything on Instagram. So I wanted to do an update on 18 weeks to now, because obviously I've had my 20-week scan now, and you would have seen in that previous video that I had a private scan. So I want to talk about kind of those experiences. Last week was my 20-week scan and it was actually not great, but as in the scan was perfectly fine, but the actual experience in the hospital wasn't. So I'm going to start with 18 weeks, which was 2 weeks ago now, and I have written down my notes from them because I kept forgetting everything, so I thought I'd write it down. At 18 weeks I was getting headaches when I stood up, kind of mornings I think, I can't really remember. It's amazing how your memory goes. But yeah, I wasn't loving life, but I was starting to find that I would get like little pops in my stomach. It would like physically like a bit like a stomach pop in terms of like get gas noise, but it wasn't gas, so it was a bit weird, but it was like movements. And I could feel like, I hate the term bubbles because when you read that when you're pregnant you just think, what's a bubble gonna feel like? But it just feels like there's something going on and you can tell when it's gas and not gas kind of thing. So there was something going on at 18 weeks. And then at 19 weeks it was definite movements right beneath my belly button. You could definitely feel like movements in there. I wouldn't call them kicks, I'd probably call them movements more at 19 weeks, but I could definitely feel something going on, which was really cool, especially when it was evenings and you could really tell the difference. Everyone says, oh, you'll know when you know, and you just sit there when you're pregnant going, how? Like, how am I supposed to know? But you do. It's it kind of feels like there's just something in there just sort of going like a wave. I don't think they feel like kicks right at that time. They kind of do a bit more now, but at that time it was very much like a wave of like movement rather than say something punching out. So that was quite nice, especially at 19 weeks because that felt quite early to get that sort of movement. Yeah, 19 weeks I was trouble sleeping, but I think that could just be lockdown as well because it is up and down with your sleeping patterns. And then my skin has been pretty terrible since 19 weeks. You probably can see it's not doing great. I had some spots on my chin as well, and it was just my skin, I can't seem to get it under control. And I think that is a mix of some days I wear makeup, some days I don't, some days I do a great skincare routine, lockdown, and obviously hormones. I've just given up. If this is what it looks like, this is what it looks like. I'm really not that fussed anymore. I don't want to put on a load of makeup just for the sake of it, so I didn't write down notes for week 20, which is a bit annoying, but that was last week, and I had my NHS scan on Wednesday and it just wasn't great. You know, doing restrictions for the corona test, or not testing, but when you walk in you get your temperature done. That was all fine. It was rubbish that obviously Dan couldn't come with me, but we'd had our private scan, so we were okay about it. It's a bit nerve-wracking going in and not just walking through, but it's fine. Everyone was friendly, and all the seats are separate, so you're sitting 2 meters apart from everyone, and you don't give your notes in like you did before and stuff like that. But I had the scan and the scan was just quick. I was put in a different room to the actual normal ultrasound scan rooms. So normally you put in quite a dark, like concealed room. This time I was in more of what would be like a doctor's room kind of thing. I had a scan TV, but it was a TV that I had to kind of bend my neck to see, which wasn't the same as before where there was a TV in front and a TV next to me. Which is fine, you know, they're adapting and everything. And I could see what I needed to see. But I just felt like the scan was so rushed. It was so quick. I barely saw the baby. I'm having to like crick my neck and try and figure out what she can see. Compared to the scan I had at the private one, which took, I think, about 20 minutes, this was literally 5 minutes, I think, because I could see my text from when I text Dan to say I'm still waiting to when I came out, which isn't great. And I felt really apprehensive because I thought surely the anomaly scan is meant to be your most thorough one, considering the 12-week scan was like 15 minutes long as well. And everything was fine with the baby, which is good. I think she was hidden, so I don't think that helped. But it did feel like I was rushed. I felt like she didn't really give me much opportunity to see her, and the photos that I got were frankly awful. I got 4 of the same. I didn't have to pay for them, which is fine, but they were just literally like her head, but you can't actually tell it's her head at all because it's just like a round circle. It's not even like, you know, an outline of a profile or anything. There's no body, you can't see any of the body, and it just felt like, oh, like didn't really try. And if she was in an awkward position, I know it's not about what you can see or your photos or anything like that, but it would have been good to get more of a see how she's doing in terms of length and growth. Like if I didn't have my private scan and that's all I had, I would have been distraught. I was a bit disappointed with that, but I got on with it. And then I was sitting in the waiting room waiting for my whooping cough vaccine, and because they just said, alright, go and sit in the waiting room, you'll be called out, fine. But I sat there for an hour, and sometimes these things go quickly for an hour, but I kept texting Dan like, you just have to wait, like he was sitting in the car park waiting for me kind of thing. I was like, I don't know what's taken so long, like people are going in and out but I'm not. And it's that thing if you see more people come in and you see them leave but yet you're not going anywhere. And I'm not a high risk pregnancy or anything, so there was nothing to worry about as such. It was just the vaccine I was waiting for. And it seemed like there was more staff, although they've had lots of cutbacks of staff. There was plenty of staff about that day. So I went up to the reception and just said, is there any reason for a delay, because I've been here an hour now. And suddenly, oh, you're the next person that's called out. That old cliche. And I know that obviously there's so many things going on right now, but it just, considering you're not meant to be in hospital for as long, you know, hospitals are not great places to be in right now. I felt really not happy about that. Go straight in, have my vaccine done. I was out within 2 minutes and then back in the car. So it was a bit disappointing. I rang my midwife and I just said, look, I was quite disappointed by the scan. I felt like I was rushed. I didn't really see the baby, which would have been fine, but it just kind of felt a bit quick. Considering everywhere says, the NHS website, everyone says that the anomaly scan is your biggest scan and it's an important one. I felt like it was just a bit of a tick, yep, fine, that's it. I didn't really get any reassurance back. And then to wait an hour for a vaccine was a bit weird. And she said, like, even before I told her that part of it, she even said, oh, we're trying to make sure that people are in and out of hospital as quickly as they can. I said, well, why was I left for an hour then? It didn't add up. So it was disappointing. It really got me down. And then my midwife had said that I'd been missed off her list for the 24-week phone call that I meant to have. So that really just, like, one day of just being completely forgotten. And I know there's so many things going on right now, but it's just when it's not me, it's the baby I care about now. So it was a weird one. It really did pull me down for a couple of days, but back up now and feeling a lot more optimistic because the baby's kicking loads now. Every evening she'll cook, like, sort of from about 9 o'clock onwards after dinner kind of thing. And it's really nice, and Dan's felt it too, and you can sometimes see the stomach move, which is cool. I'll show you the bump at the end as always, but yeah, we're getting somewhere, and I've bought a few little bits and stuff like that, so feeling more positive, just had a couple of down days. So yeah, we're now at week 21 on Saturday, and all is kind of plain sailing. Yeah, so we won't see her again on a scan, unless we have another private one personally. But yeah, hopefully we can get shopping at some point in the next few months and at least buy a few bits outdoors before she arrives in September. So trying to be optimistic and positive the best we can. So there's a couple of bits that I did buy that I really wanted to show. First one being this little cute number. It is tiny, but it is actually, what did I get? 6 to 9 months, because it's kind of a summer outfit, so hence why you buy it now. This is from Baby Zara, and I just thought it was adorable because the little legs come out and they feel chunky. Yeah, I basically saw this and bought this. This is the first thing I bought, and it's not even, she can't even wear it for like 6 to 9 months. So it's very cute, it's very soft, it's kind of like a woolen material. Really like that. That was like, that was £16, which is a little bit, but it's so cute. And I have got a box of loads of things, just like accessories and stuff and basics. But I'm not buying too many clothes yet, just because one, I haven't got anywhere to put them because her nursery is still being done, and I'm trying to wait until I can get in the shops. But one of the things I had on a credit note was Jojo Mama, so I ordered this a couple of weeks ago actually, like maybe about a month or 2 ago. this amazing little fox blanket. I just thought it was so cute, and it's quite big, but it's small in some ways. There's nothing on the back, which is a bit of a shame, but it's a really soft fox blanket, and I bought this even before we knew we were having a girl, because I just thought it would work for any gender. But yeah, really like that. So we've got a couple of bits already, just thought I'd show those. They're like my two favourites at the moment. But yeah, I'll show you the bump, and that's it for this week's update. So yeah, any questions, drop them below, and we'll see you next time. So this is the bump. Yeah, quite big.